half of my town flooded and not me. So.
Wow. Okay.
Oh.
Good. You sure about that, Adam Jones? Because I'm looking at my levels. Everything's going good. It might have been it might have been internet.
Now.
Yeah, it might have been internet. So, okay, well, welcome. I mean, also, I'm going to throw it out there before we start the show. Tuesday, I will be doing a special all-in episode, get a reaction for what, because I didn't get a chance to watch it. So, I'm going to watch it and then give my take on it. And let's see if I'm right with my predictions that I put last week. Also...
Just be ready to say, holy shit.
Oh,
during that
dude,
show.
You know what? And I said this when I was talking about it this week. It shows the health of the business that they sold 10,000 seats, brought in this whole all-star cast to do a great independent wrestling show. And then you got what they're doing in MSG with Ring of Honor on WrestleMania weekend. Isn't it great that, like, at this point to be a wrestling fan as opposed to 5 years ago, maybe 10?
Phenomenal. I just, like I said, I hope McMahon is taking notes over that pay-per-view.
Okay, and I can't wait to see that. So please, for the love of God, no spoilers, people. Just fans of the show, please. If not, I'll still watch it anyway. But come on, do me a solid here. All right, so coming off the pay-per-view, we didn't get a chance to talk to about the pay-per-view because we haven't been able to do a show the last couple of weeks. Real quick, brief summary. I already got D-Shep's take. If you want to give your take again, that's up to you. But Magriff and Electrify, I'll ask you two first, starting with Electrify. What did you think of the SummerSlam? Was there anything that... Oh, you bet. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I just my heart sank. It said, spoiler alert, someone wins a title. I was going to say, fuck, man, why'd you tell me Cody won? Sorry. My ADD got the best of me there. So, back to you, Electrify. What'd you think of the show, man?
Everybody definitely.
Hold on, you're breaking out there, buddy. What was that?
I said SummerSlam was definitely better than I expected it to be. It was honestly something that I really enjoy, and it's not a 10 out of 10, but it's definitely up there.
And you know what? I'm with you. There were some things I was expecting. I was expecting to cash in. But overall, I think they did a pretty good job. And with it being technically their second biggest show, I think they did a good job. Magriff, we didn't get your take. What did you think about SummerSlam? Did you like it? What didn't you like?
Overall, it was a really good show. Probably one of their better pay-per-views of the year so far.
Mm-hmm.
There were a few dull moments. I mean, the whole Finn Balor and Baron Corbin thing, I'm over that. I don't really understand why that was complete squash, but outside of that, I enjoyed the pay-per-view.
Yeah, you didn't like the demon thing?
I like them bringing the demon back, but you killed that character so much, it just didn't make much sense to me in the way they did it.
You don't think he was the worthy opponent to come out as the demon?
Correct.
Okay. So you expected against like someone like Seth Rollins or Kevin Owens, but Baron Corbin, not the guy.
Maybe a Bobby Lashley rivalry in the future. Mm-hmm. That might have been the right time, but I don't know. I just didn't get that side of it.
You know what? Get Him Jones did point out something. This was the first pay-per-view that no one went through an announcer table. That's possible because the last, half dozen shows I've seen, that has happened. So, yeah, you might be right on that. And that's good. You don't always have to have that. It's a spot that's used all the time.
One more note about SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I know we're all so sick and tired of Brock Lesnar against Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
They actually put on a really good show on this one. I was more impressed with them than I expected to be. It still wasn't a great match by any means, but for their standards, good showing.
No, I think they stepped it up this time. You definitely saw that. The thing that I was expecting was a cash-in. And I wasn't expecting it with Strowman. I was hoping Owens won. I really was hoping that, but that didn't happen. And now, given what we know now, we know why he didn't win. And one thing I got to ask you is too. because me and D-Shep talked about this earlier this week on the pop-up show. How did you feel about that squash match with Braun Strowman? Did you think that was like the final blow to, Kevin Owens is going to have to take time away and I guess, what's the word I'm looking for his character? Repackage, there you go.
Honestly, yeah, he does need the time off. He's had enough time on TV getting pushed around. It's time for him to just get better as a character.
As a face or a heel, though? If he's to come back.
That's the thing. I do not know. I think he comes back as a heel. I want him to come back as a heel.
Nah, I think he's better off as a heel. Magriff, how do you feel about that match? And then we'll go on to the weekend review.
Kind of a mixed bag of feelings there. I hated on Kevin Owens' side.
Yeah.
But you were looking in a way to make Braun Strowman look more dominant than he has been. So to have him beat Owens like he did and then turn around and see Owens put on a show against Seth Rollins just makes Strowman that much more credible right now. So from Strowman's side, great deal. For Owens, makes sense after we saw this past Monday night.
You know what? That's a good take there because, yeah, it did have a good match the very next night. Yeah, that is a pretty nice take. I didn't really think of it as far as that. All right. Well, you had a good pay-per-view, great takeover, and now let's go into the weekend review. Let's cover the Raw.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Raw Weekend Review.
And here we go. All right. Well, we went from a pretty good show, I thought, was the week before, and then here we are, a week later after SummerSlam. And, of course, you got to start the opening segment with Roman Reigns, your Universal Champion. Of course, he came out, talked about the last week's events. Strowman then comes out, challenges Reigns for the title at Hell in a Cell, in the Hell in a Cell match. Of course, they shook hands, and then you had to have McIntyre Ziggler. They joined in. Pretty much got booked in the tag team match later on that night. My question for all three of you, and we'll start with you, D-Shep, on this one. How do you feel about him cashing in the Money in the Bank in this manner?
I don't care for it. I have to be honest. It's a match that I want to see. I'm not saying that I think it's going to be a better match than anything we've seen from Roman recently, but it fit John Cena's character when he did it years ago, when he planned ahead. To me, it doesn't feel like Strowman's character. He's been talking about he can cash it at any time, as soon as Brock shows up. And now he's just going to sit on it for a few weeks and just hang out. Like, kind of weird, but is what it is. But I'm still looking forward to the match. I just didn't like the setup.
And we discussed this too. Pardon me. Because it seemed like they're talking about the Women's Evolution pay-per-view. And then to talk about the Super Showdown. And it seems to me it's like they're Hell in a Cell's not even a thought. Like, they're promoting the other two shows. You're not seeing too much in... Well, obviously, it's coming up, though. But what are you seeing more promotion for? The other two shows or the upcoming pay-per-view?
Well, you're seeing the pay-per-view, and then you're seeing the one match on the Super Show.
Now they're promoting...
seeing anything else at this point.
To me, I'm seeing more of the Super Showdown than they're doing segments to pump up their Evolution show.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
Okay. Magriff, what did you think about the way he cashed it in?
I'm kind of right here in line with D-Shep on this. He's going to be dominant. We know that. He's wanting to tell him, hey, I'm coming to face you face to face. But you would almost expect him to come out and throw it down that night. So it's kind of weird that he is playing it so far in advance. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Okay, well, we'll get back to you because I have another question for both of you. Electrify, I might ask you this as well, but we'll see. How did you feel about how he cashed it in?
Honestly, it was left field of how he was going to plan it ahead. Definitely not him, but honestly, I say it was a great move by him. Something that we definitely would not expect coming from him, just planning it ahead. And then my thoughts, he still isn't even going to cash it in. Just a little bold prediction coming from me.
Okay. I wonder how that's going to come about. All right. To me, this is my take on it. It is something different. Obviously, yeah, Cena's done it, but you've seen it time and time again, dating back from 2005 when Edge first got it. It's always after a match or after an attack. This time, he's planning it ahead. I think it's unique. I think it's going to be a decent match between the two. And if Roman wins, it will legitimize his title reign. It would definitely do when you knock out one of the biggest guys on Raw. Now, going off real quick.
Is it though? I don't agree with that.
You don't.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but
go ahead. No, we don't have to agree.
Because how would it legitimize? Because every time someone cashes in a Money in the Bank, it's usually like you said after a match. So if they were to cash it in after he already beat somebody else, and then Braun cashes in, and then he beats Braun again after already going through a full match, that would legitimize him more as a champion.
Okay, I get what you're saying there, and that's a valid point. But I think a match with Braun Strowman in any form will legitimize their title reign because he's not Roman's a big. I think so. I think it would help him either way. I think it would speak more if he does it after a match. But I think if he goes in there in the Hell in a Cell, 1-on-1 with no distractions, no one getting in, no one getting out, and he pulls off the victory, you told me that's not going to be good for him?
Because that finish, if that finish happens, then yes.
That's what I'm talking about right there, as far as that.
Nobody comes out, not Kevin Owens, nobody from the Shield, nobody comes out, no shenanigans, there's no way.
All right, well, I guess we'll find out, though. But, okay, we're going to go on with this, because since McGriff and yourself don't agree with why they did it and how they did it, do you have a quick, how would you do it if you were in that booking, if you were on that table booking this whole thing, if you're a part of this, what would you do?
But basically, have him defend the title against anybody, it wouldn't even matter who, and then have Braun cashed in by just ripping the cell door off, climbing in there and beating his ass and cashing it in, winning the strap. Would be how I would have did it.
Okay. And you, McGriff?
Well, leading up to the weeks heading towards Hell in a Cell, I'd like to see Braun Strowman come out and every single Monday night, I'm throwing down, coming after you tonight for that title. And then somehow the Shield or whoever gets involved breaks it up to where the match is delayed all the way to Hell in a Cell. But that way, it fit his character going forward.
I like that too.
Okay. Either way, that's the beauty part of this because it's that uncertainty. That's what I do love about the Money in the Bank. It's like you never know. When you think you know, which we all thought it was going to happen at SummerSlam, they pulled that swerve and like, it's not happening tonight. That's the beauty part of that. That's the one thing I think is very unique with that whole Money in the Bank. I've liked that since day one. And I loved how Edge cashed it in back in New Year's Revolution. Again, after the Elimination Chamber. It was sad that it was short-lived, but yeah, I always liked the mystery of that. All right, so overall, what did you think of that segment, though? I mean, did it make you anticipate the match? We'll start with you, McGriff, and then we'll move on to the next segment.
It didn't make me want to see the match any more than I already do. I am looking forward to it, but it really didn't build anything towards the match.
Okay.
100% agree.
Okay. And you, D-Shep, you feel the same way on that?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm the only thing I'm frustrated on is I'm starting to believe now this will go with the whole if they shock us again. But the way this is setting up is that we really spent about a year and a half building Braun Strowman up just to lose that Hell in a Cell. Yeah, it kind of bums me out.
Okay.
That's basically all I got for it. The more I think about the match, the less I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, well, I noticed something a little bit since he won the title, though. Do you see a little bit more confidence out of Roman? I see a little bit. Is anyone else seeing that?
I kind of see it, yeah.
Okay. I thought I was alone on that. I just noticed that a little bit. A little more confidence, especially when he did the open challenge with Finn Balor last week.
He looks like he's feeling his character a little more now that he's got that belt hanging on his shoulder.
Definitely.
I would agree with that.
It sure seems like ever since SummerSlam, he stepped up his game to another level.
Yeah.
Is he up there with Rollins and these kind of guys? God, no. But definitely better than what he was.
Yeah, and I'm glad that the first week last week, because we didn't get to cover last week, is that what did we say a lot of? We said this a lot, especially D-Shep and I, that one guy that didn't get his rematch from 2 years ago, and he finally got it. And whether that was a good move, it was a good move for creative, as far as helping Roman and helping Balor in a way.
It was nice they acknowledged that.
Yeah, they did, and it was about fucking time. It took 2 years, but they did it. That's good. Okay.
Well, and I'll give you my take on that one in a little bit. I'll extend on it. But it was good to see him do something with Balor to make him credible again.
Yeah, and it was good. Well, and then you go from that to the very next segment, and that is Baron Corbin versus Finn Balor. But even though I'm going to give my opinion real quick. I actually thought out of all the matches they had, the 3-segment matches, the 2 pay-per-views, it was my favorite out of all of them, in my opinion. It might have came off from, Balor's match the week before, but I saw something better out of him, and it translated into this match. That's me, of course. Of course, Corbin won at the end of days. He changed the rules in the middle of the match. Now, the couple questions I have. First of all, yes, I'm going to ask a generic question. I'm going to start with D-Shep because he's not too happy. What did you think of the match?
Just no.
Silence is golden on a podcast, pal.
Waste of time.
Waste of time. Okay, he's done. Let him.
Seriously, I'm done with it. It's played out.
All right, go ahead, Magriff.
I'll meet y'all in the middle on this one. It was the best match between the two.
Okay.
But I am over the whole feud. This should have been dead and gone at SummerSlam.
Well, if they could go with something else to make it more fresh, I think that it would be more appealing to the fans like us. But yeah, they're doing the same thing over and over. They're using that size thing, which was used with Daniel Bryan and Big Cass. What?
Yeah.
5 months ago. But and that was hence why he brought out the Demon. But we all agree that he shouldn't have brought it out, not for him at least. Okay, now here's the one thing I have as far as...
Hey, wait a second.
Go ahead.
No one ever asked you a question, so I got a question for you since you're Mr. This was the greatest match ever, Brandon.
I said it was their best match.
Obviously,
it was their best match.
Sit back.
The feud is not dead, okay? It's still going to be carried on. So where do they go next, in your opinion, with it then?
If they were to go with that, well, now because it goes along with his character, the abuse of power, then it could go to like that, the authority with Daniel Bryan. You could take that. That's something a little more. It's been used, but it'll be refreshing as far as their storyline. If you use the authority and the guy that's pretty much, going against the authority, it's been used before, but it could be a little refreshing for their storyline. And there's a way you could do it. Okay, because now...
You really think you can refresh this storyline?
Not really, but it's a start. You know what?
This is a hard one for me to keep my composure.
But okay. They could go that route. I don't say they will. I think, for the most part, they're going to give Corbin some time off. I think that's the... To me, this is what I'm seeing. They're giving him all these 3-segment matches. I think they're going to he's going to be out of the picture as far as in-ring. Because now that he's active GM, I think they're going to not give him as many matches. I don't know. That's how I see it.
I kind of, if I'm stuck with this feud, can we maybe find a way to sprinkle Kurt Angle into this in some fashion? Like either he gets reinstated, maybe a match stipulation, and Corbin gets fired from both roles. Like, Finn fighting on Kurt's behalf, and then I don't know. It just
he's training to go back in the ring.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Could just interjecting Kurt in any which way maybe save what little bit could be saved here?
I think that's the kind of the way they're heading, is some kind of huge deal between Angle and
Corbin.
But once again, what are you going to do with Balor? We have the same talk every week. What are you going to do with him? So
put him on SmackDown. That's where he should be, and that's where Get Him Jones has got it right. Best way to go is Baron is using his current power to trade Finn to SmackDown. And I've said this on a couple streams, and I've said this in the past. The smaller guy should be on SmackDown. Raw is like the land of the giants. SmackDown is for the smaller guys to have a chance. That's the way I've always felt with that. Okay.
And that's actually a very good storyline to use right there. I really like that idea.
Okay. Well, there you go.
I don't know why I didn't think of that either. That's a good one.
Here's the thing. What do you think about Creative's approach to get more heat on Corbin by having him like switch the rules mid-match, like trying to abuse his power? Because
that was funny.
No, that was good.
All right. I know it's kind of been used before, but the fact that, again, we've discussed this in the past, is that his character was pretty much done. He was on life support. Then they made him the constable, and then it seemed like over the weeks he was getting more and more comfortable, and now he's at the GM, and just, to me, I see, just like the confidence that Roman Reigns had since he's won the title, you see more confidence in Corbin with his character ever since they made that change for him.
I can see that.
Okay. All right. So we're going to go along. I mean, a good match to an okay match, I guess. The continued downfall of Titus Worldwide. Thank God.
Worldwide?
Yeah, it's over, dude.
I've been waiting to do that all day.
Okay. Well, now you got it out. All right, Sasha Banks, Dana Brooks. Of course, Banks won with the Banks statement. It was an okay match, but first question I asked before we asked about the match, is anybody over the whole Titus Worldwide gimmick? Is it? Are we done with it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's on his last string. I have hope. It's on his last string.
Dude, the Balor-Corbin storyline has more of a chance than that at this point.
You are way
I
too
would totally
positive.
agree with that.
What?
No, I'm saying he's got a little hope. Way too positive on this. This thing should have been done 6 months ago.
Yeah, and then you had to drag Apollo Crews, a guy with great talent. He was hitting on all cylinders on SmackDown, and then going over to Raw. And where the hell has he been since? It's a sin.
What? I gotta say something positive. Damn it! Son of a bitch.
He said something positive to cusses. Okay.
It has to kind of do with 205 Live too, and I can't believe I got.
Hold on.
Hey, don't
let
you
me
go
sit
to
back.
the
Let me sit
dark-
back.
Oh, hold
Let me sit
on.
back.
Hold on. We'll
Let me
sit
sit
back. Hold on. Get your popcorn ready.
Let's sit back on this one. Hold on.
Titus Worldwide was at its peak when Tozawa was involved. That was the best part of Titus Worldwide, when he was out there trying to get Tozawa to join and all that. I have to admit, that was the peak. I'm done. Fuck me.
That was it.
Glorious.
That was that's baby steps. Baby steps.
Oh, before you know it, he'll be marked for 205 Live, and then Magriff would be the last one to join us.
Out of all the cruiserweights, though, all along, Tozawa's been my favorite.
All right.
you want me?
To have that character down, but the Titus Worldwide cheek. You know, it went downhill after the cruiserweight stopped appearing on Raw. To be honest, this is.
I can see that.
Okay. All right. Well, since we're all kind of over it, besides the hope from Electrify, my question is: there any? If you got to pick one person that could possibly bring it back, because someone here has hope still, so I'll start with you. If there is anybody, who would it be?
Titus. It has to be Titus.
No, I'm saying Titus representing someone. Then make it, to bring it up, join.
Shelton Benjamin.
Good one.
Oh,
Good one. All right, I'm with you on that one.
I would say that's hard because.
All right, we'll give you a moment to think. Magriff, do you have anyone?
No, kill it off completely.
Oh, okay.
Done with it.
All right, he just wants to take it. Here, come on back. I'm going to show you something in the back of the shed.
He said give somebody, so I gave somebody.
Basically, you're telling Titus, here, come with me to the back of the shed. Oh, what's with the shotgun? Oh, don't worry about that. And before we do...
I'll tell you one that I think might be fun. Titus and Elias. That might be something fun to watch. May not last long, but it might be a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
You know what? I like that because I can help you with your music career, blah, blah, blah. I can represent you.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. That's a good one. That's a good one.
It does, yeah.
Great one says Lashley. I'm more of a Paul Heyman guy. That's me.
No.
More than a... Wait a minute, him as the Titus guy? than a Heyman.
I'd rather have Elias than Lashley as a worldwide guy.
No, I was talking about Paul Heyman for Lashley.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Fine.
All right. Well, did anyone care for that match, by the way? The Sasha Banks, Dana Brooks? Okay, we're moving along.
I actually I was a little bit impressed with Dana Brooke in that match.
Yes, thank you.
If
it wasn't anything to write home about.
Tennis Worldwide, Dana's been stepping up. The segments are trash, but at least she's adding depth to her character, I suppose, and the matches have gotten a little better.
I feel like she's the only one that's benefiting from this whole thing, honestly.
All right.
I would agree.
Better than Lana, right?
Oh, God.
Great One says, I'd rather see it more move towards a Nation of Domination gimmick. That would be that's something that can't be done today. Even if you were being serious, that's something that can't be done today. There's too much of a divide in this country. We don't need more shit to do it. Because that caused a lot of controversy even back in the late 90s. That's why they kind of killed that gimmick off pretty quick. But you had guys doing the sucker thing, and that was okay. It was a little weird. There were certain things they had. Let's kill this off. It's causing too much controversy. But people point to their crotch saying "suck it" is okay.
But at the same time, maybe not necessarily a Nation of Domination, but I'd like to see that side of Titus kind of get into a more serious role than making jokes and doing crap all the time. That might be kind of fun. Just see him bring out another side.
Would be unreal.
I agree.
Potential as a heel.
Yeah, because you always when you got agents, you got your good one, and then you got your evil. They're really vindictive. They do anything to grab a client, steal clients, all that. Can you see like that kind of angle? If you get what I'm saying. Like, did you ever see the movie Jerry Maguire?
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Different.
I mean, if he were to go that route, wouldn't that work for him? So you know what? I take that back. I am sorry, Electrify. You're right. There is some hope to bring it back, but it takes something like that to bring it back. But does creative have that kind of juice to bring back something like that? Because to them, they don't see it being dead. Whilst they continue to put them on the show.
Or they have something to do it, and they just don't want to pursue them.
I guess so. I guess we'll see what they're going with, because it seems like they're going with a breakup, though. It's not looking good for them. Because you saw it last week.
I feel like when Worldwide ends, Dana is just going to go straight down.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see that.
Or be a valet for Cruz. I think Titus is going to be the one going heel.
Oh, we'll see where they go. That would be a good idea. Like, either turn him heel, have him the vindictive agent, but I do like the Elias one, too. That's a really good idea. Man, we got to take these clips and send it off to them. And if they actually happen, it'll give us some credibility here, okay? So let's start clipping these things. Let's see. 32 minutes.
Give us some royalty off of it, too.
Yeah, get us a show on the network. All right, moving along.
Give BJ some new hats.
Hey.
Oh, God.
First of all, fuck off.
Oh,
this is
God.
the Phillies.
Need to get DJ some more hair.
You being a Chicago guy, what are you, the White Sox or the Cubs? Probably the Cubs, because they won the World Series recently, right?
He's about to say White Sox. He's about to say White Sox. I knew it.
Up on the south side, so it has to be White Sox. There is no question.
Oh, well, your team blows.
Hey,
Shut.
keep it down.
Your team sucks anyway.
What are you doing over there? What
It's
are you all budget about?
I'm going to say this right now. This is definitely taking the spotlight away from me and Alexa. 100%.
What?
That was just random. That's the first thing that came to mind.
Okay.
I'm sorry it was random, but...
No, that's okay.
Just continue.
We're going to continue. Okay. Now the open challenge starts again. Seth Rollins going out there, doing the open challenge. Kevin Owens pretty much comes out, accepts it. Rollins wins with the stop. Afterwards, Kevin sat in a chair for a few minutes and announced that he quit. Well, we don't know why he's doing it, but all right, I'm going to start off with you, Matt Griff. What did you think of the match? What's Mastodon? How's it going, buddy? And welcome, everyone. Oh, T-Shep has a damn Bears. Oh, he's a Bears fan. What do you expect? Yeah, no, this is stupid. World champs, bitch. Just got to say it. Philly, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Philly.
You all throw batteries at Thanos, so get the fuck out of here.
Oh, we're some violent motherfuckers. I know.
You have to be. You're a land of a bunch of midgets wearing stupid hats.
What's that?
Ooh.
What?
Hold on.
Ooh.
Midgets?
Oh.
Who's the midget?
Oh.
I'm not no midget.
Sit back one more time. One more.
Hold on. First of all, landing strip for a forehead. Who are you to bust on me about my hats?
What?
You son of...
I agree, Mastodon. Major shade.
What the hell? Let's move along. Go along. Seth Rollins match. What did you think of it before this guy got all... You know what? Let's move along before we go another 5 minutes.
Anyways, the match. The match was phenomenal. This was by far one of the best things they could have done with Seth Rollins moving on from the Ziggler-McIntyre feud.
Yep.
So the match was phenomenal.
It was.
Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, proving why they're two of the best in the world.
Yep.
Totally agree. What about you? Are you going to disagree? Because you want to be that, I'm not with them, man. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
Match of the year.
Oh, for once he agrees with me. Fuck.
Oh, wow.
Well, for me, what I seen Kevin Owens do when he was standing on that middle row.
That
and he
move,
jumped,
unbelievable.
Did a 180 and then did a moonsault. GG. Like, wow.
Yep.
I knew he was athletic, but wow.
For a big
And
guy,
the
yeah.
Aftermatch stuff, beautifully done. Like, I can't think of anything even slightly negative from that match.
No, there wasn't. Oh, excuse me. First of all, great one. It's the world champion Eagles. Get it right. I had to respond to chat. I'm sorry.
Oh, my
World champion Eagles. It took 52 years, but world champs. That's all I gotta say. All right. Sorry. We're back. Where were we? I'm sorry. The Philly sports fan came out of me for a second. I apologize. What were we discussing? I'm sorry.
Really?
Oh,
I
Owens,
see.
Rollins.
Oh, yeah. All right. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's- like I said,
Match of the year, and you forgot what we were talking about?
yeah, because the Philly sports guy came out of me. When that happens, it's like a whole. It's like a different. It's a split
fucking
personality.
That is making you dumber and dumber by the minute. Like,
You see me as a Cowboys fan, I'm just...
No, being
quiet.
married is doing that to me.
you all fired your kicker today, which made absolutely
Hey, look,
no
that's why I
sense.
said I was being quiet.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
This
we
quick.
only got Leo Mack today.
Yeah. All right. Let's go on. All right. So everyone enjoyed the match. Now, NPR. We'll get to you in a second. I did not think the match. Oh Jesus! Now everyone's jumping on me. F you. I'll turn on everyone. I'll go heel, full heel. First of all, I'll hit D-Shep with the chair. I'll start with that.
Y'all remember when Hornswoggle was a heel? That's what EJ as a heel would be like.
I am over 6 foot, motherfucker. I ain't short.
Anyway, back,
Actually, you know what? That man's probably sitting on a boosty seat right now.
Oh, my gosh.
Wait till you see Limitless Keith Lee. Dude, that guy is a beast. Keith Lee. We'll talk about that another time because some people don't watch other shows like 205 Live or anything else. Right? Is that not right, Matt Griffin, D-Shep?
yeah, screw 205 Live.
Oh.
Grande.
Yeah, obviously. Okay, so what? Let's go on. Let's move along. What did you think of the segment with Kevin Owens quitting? We'll start with you, Electra Fly.
Only thing I gotta say, I didn't see this coming. I really didn't. But he does need it.
Did you like it though? It wasn't like, even though it was unexpected, did you like it?
I liked it. I liked it.
You're right, Get him, Jones. All right, let's move along. D-Shep, what did you think of that segment after the match, though?
What? How quickly you forget? I loved it. I loved every bit of it.
Okay,
Remember?
there you go. Okay, all right.
Jeez.
I'm sorry. Again, the Philly sports fan came out. I blacked out. Now I regrouped. We're good. We're back on wrestling. Now, Matt Griff, your take, sir, real quick. And then we'll move along to D-Shep's favorite tag team. Go on.
Well,
Mine too.
I love the segment. I think it was well done. MMPR put in the chat that he sees Baron Corbin bringing KO back. I don't think that's going to be the plans, but I like that idea.
That is actually pretty good, like an enforcer.
Yeah, I could see something like that. That actually makes a lot of sense.
I think Lashley would be better.
I think they're going to hold off and keep him out for a couple months, and somewhere around Royal Rumble is where I see him coming back. But
I think he's going to come back as a face, too.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are thinking.
I'm not saying that's what's best, but I see him return like you at the Rumble and eliminate Strowman from the Rumble.
That could actually make a lot of sense. I don't see him as a face, but I see what you're saying there.
Yeah. Thank you, Mastodon. Make sure you give him a follow. Obviously, everyone that's in here probably knows Mastodon, but put your thing in chat, buddy. Thank you for stopping by. Okay.
One of the best streamers on Twitch, right there.
Damn right. And we appreciate the support that he gives us. Good night, buddy, and thank you for popping in. Okay, we're going to move along now to the favorite tag team of this show, B-Team versus the Revival. Well, it was a non-title match, and believe it or not, we saw the first tag team defeat from the B-Team. Good match. Revival wins with the Shatter Machine. I'm going to go with D-Shep because he's the biggest mark for them. What did you think of the match?
It was nice to actually see them beat the B team. I gotta admit that because it was getting a little ridiculous that they haven't lost a match yet.
Yeah.
But they both lost single matches now. They lost this match, so when they do fight the titles, B team's more than likely gonna win just based off WWE logic. But
yeah,
it's a pretty good tag team match.
It was, yeah.
But it was a pretty good match.
Okay. Matt Griff, what did you think of the match?
It is what it is. I am glad to see them doing something with the Revival. That's my biggest takeaway.
Mm-hmm.
And I pray that they have the Revival take those titles off and give me a credible team to carry the belts.
Ooh. And when you said that, D-Shep got a little angry there. Look at that face.
No. Well, I'd rather see AOP take the titles from them than Revival.
I think Revival. That's my opinion. I think they're more credible at this point. And it's not to go against you. If a team was to take it after them, AOP would be that team. But going along with what, like you said, a more credible tag team. Do you see that they're finally starting to take the tag team division a little bit more seriously in the last, I'll say, month or two? Because, and the reason I say that, okay, just hear me out. I know they do it on SmackDown, but you weren't seeing that so much on Raw. Then all of a sudden, since this B-Team angle came in, then you see the Revival more. Then you see, even though AOP was with the titles worldwide, but you're seeing them more on TV. You're seeing all these tag teams starting to come out again. I mean, do you see that they're taking it a little bit more seriously? Obviously, you had something to say, Magriff. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes and no. I think they are taking it more seriously, but the problem you're going to have is what teams, credible teams, do you have, really? It's AOP, Revival. I don't consider Hardy and Wyatt a credible team. I don't consider B-Team credible.
Don't forget about the Ascension.
Oh, yeah. I forgot, man. That's the top echelon team right there. But it's
talent don't match.
It's hard
that they're putting in. The talent it's not there on Raw in the tag team division. You don't have, like that, not enough credible teams. Teams, sure. Breezango going down was kind of a big blow. I know that's crazy to say because they're not even all that. It's just, there's nothing there.
So you're saying like War Raiders or Street Profits or any of the top guys on NXT, you think when it's time for them to go up, they should go over to Raw because they're pretty stacked on SmackDown. You got Gallows and Anderson. You got New Day. You got The Bar. I mean, you got a lot of credible tag teams on SmackDown. Oh, the Usos. How can I forget them? Usos. Yeah. I'm sorry. My ignorance there. The Usos. They really, like you said, there isn't that tag team that, besides the Revival and AOP, that's not a strong division, but it seems like they're going in the right direction. They're taking a step in the right direction with bringing that tag team division back on Raw.
Well, and going on those lines, here's what I would say. I don't think you're going to see the War Raiders coming up anytime soon. I don't think the Street Profits either. Undisputed Era at some point does have to go up. And to me, it makes sense for them to go to Raw, have Strong and O'Reilly fighting for tag titles, and we get an Adam Cole versus Seth Rollins Intercontinental title rivalry. I'm sold. Let's do this. Move them up.
I get what you're saying, but I don't know why. It might be logical to put them on Raw, but something's telling me it's SmackDown.
It's going to be, especially with Fox still coming. But
yeah.
To me, the better fit for that particular
it would be Raw. Yeah, but like I said, logical how they think, and with Fox, and like you said with the Fox deal, I think Undisputed Era will be going to SmackDown. All right. Get Him Jones says it's either the tag team division or Bobby Roode and the rest of the jobber division.
Before we move on.
Go ahead.
If you have the Undisputed Era go to SmackDown, then what about trading the Usos to Raw?
That would be good for the tag team division. At least if you put some with the Superstar Shakeup, if you just send one of their established tag teams over there, yeah, that would help.
Yeah, because then you could even do a little thing with the club with AJ, Gallows, and Anderson against the whole Undisputed Era. You can have Cole going after U.S. and then World title. Who wouldn't want to see Cole versus AJ Styles?
Yeah,
Nakamura.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
The more I think about it, yeah, SmackDown would be the better fit, but you got to send one of the established teams.
The Usos. That would be the best team. Not New Day.
And the Usos probably need it, too.
Yeah, and New Day. And New Day's good on SmackDown. I think that's their spot. Now, we kind of skipped you, Electrofly, as far as how you felt about the match. Go on. How did you feel about the match?
The match was actually... It was a good match. The one thing I'm just really thinking about, one thing that you pointed out was which team would go over to Raw, and I don't know about the Usos. I get what you're saying about that, but
about Gallows and Anderson.
I feel like the best team to go over to Raw is the Bar.
That's too soon, though, after going over.
They were just over there.
What about the Bludgeon Brothers?
Well, you got Roman out.
Brothers.
Well, you'll have to wait.
Out of injury for 9 months.
9 months, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Hence why they dropped the titles.
Have faced everybody on SmackDown, whereas they haven't faced everybody on Raw. Would be my rebuttal to that.
Again, I know everyone's not too big on the B team, but we got to admit that they're two talented wrestlers. They were put together, and yeah, they're the tag champions. But wouldn't you think that doing a match with the Usos I'm like, oh, that would actually be a good match.
Great, that'd be awesome.
If they can hang their own, they could get a lot of credibility out of a match with them.
All right.
This could be a long rivalry that I would actually be ready to watch.
Yeah, to me, because I grew up in that golden era where tag teams were a big thing with the Road Warriors, Hart Foundation, the Rockers. I mean, you name it. We all grown up, when that was a big thing. And it's weird how it took that dip for the last how many years. Because even when I was tapping out, they weren't really focused on the tag team division that much. But to me, I'm glad to see that it's becoming a thing again. And it's going to take one thing, and hopefully there will be something. It's that Nirvana that brings Rock back. It's going to take that one tag team that will really bring it out. And going on what you were saying, I think Undisputed Era is going to be that group that's going to do it when they go to the main roster. I don't have a problem with the B team talent-wise. Just stop with the accidental wins. Yeah, that got a little weird, but that was during the leaders of the world freaking angle. All right, so anything else before we go on? We're good. All right, we're going to move along. Here we go. We go on from a pretty good tag team match to a Elias bit. I'm big dog. What's up, big dog? B team, go.
Gosh.
All right.
45 seconds minimum.
Yeah. Okay. How did everyone feel about that? Trish Stratus coming out, surprising the Toronto crowd after Elias was bashing Toronto. I mean, let's face it, it's not hard. I mean, there's a lot of bad things about Toronto. Maple Leafs being one of them. Sorry, I'm a Devils fan. F Toronto. F Toronto. Yeah, stupid. I freaking hate the Maple Leafs. I have my reasons. I'm sorry. Trish Stratus comes out, surprise the crowd with an appearance. They go back and forth with some pretty good slams on each other, and it ends with Trish Stratus slapping the hell out of him. And to me, the segment ends in a weird manner, just with Ronda Rousey coming out. The music plays, she comes out, and that was the end of the segment. That was a weird ending. So I'm going to start with Maga. What did you think of that segment?
Oh, you're going to hear from me twice on this tonight.
Okay, go ahead.
It pissed me off, to be honest, because
I'm going to see if you're on the same page.
You're trying to push Evolution right now.
Yep.
And we all know that Trish Stratus is going to be part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Why the crap are you wasting time with Elias when she could have done something with just Ronda Rousey or whatever?
Yeah.
It just didn't make any sense to me. I get it. They're in Toronto. You got to bring her out. She's the hometown hero. But that wasn't a spot
Alexa
to do it.
talking trash on Toronto and did that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
So, it's something different. It just didn't make any sense. And then the Ronda Rousey thing at the end, like seriously, what the crap? Like,
All right,
waste the time.
Can I throw this sexist angle in here? Am I allowed to do that for a second? The one thing that kind of ticked me off, I understand the women's evolution, the pay-per-view's coming up, women empowerment, but you're going to tell a guy that's about 2 feet taller than you to shoot away? You're going to damage one of your big guys like Elias to have a woman just go, shoot away. You're nobody. Get away. Get away. Didn't that send a bad message? Did anyone else see that but me? Or am I just sensitive to that kind of stuff? I'm sensitive to that kind of stuff. Never mind.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention.
No, I understand that.
I did. All right, in that situation, you're telling you're about 5 feet tall, all right? You're telling a 7 foot guy to shoo away. You telling me that 7 foot guy ain't gonna pummel you to the ground? In reality, they could do that to you. And I'm not saying I'm not promoting women violence, women beating or anything. But you get my point, though. It's like you're kind of hurting his credibility to promote a pay-per-view. Is what I'm saying.
Are you really hurting his credibility, though? I mean,
if a woman's telling you to shoo away and he kind of gets slapped in the face, it kind of made him look like an ass.
But where's his credibility anyway?
Well, his credibility's been shit
completely.
Okay, well that was just another freaking hammer to his fucking coffin. How about that?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, sorry.
I think it was a waste of a segment, honestly.
Huh?
It was a waste of a segment.
Yeah. The sexist angle's over. I'm sorry. I just had to point that out. Yeah, and we did do that. Okay, so are we good with that? We're done trashing that horrible segment. God, are they wasting him? God, they could do so much with him. I mean, here's a question. If they were to pair him up with someone to just do a good program, who would you at least to get, just like everything else, bring him back to life, like with the Corbin thing? Who would it be?
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor? Magriff, do you have anyone in mind?
I'm going to stick with what I brought up earlier. Titus.
Okay, team will have to put him in Titus Worldwide. All right. You, Electrify.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to go with Magriff. Put him in Worldwide. Let's make it something interesting.
And when you said that, I was like, you know what? I agree with that. I'm with you on that. But the whole, I could bring your music career, we discussed that already. So, yeah, all right, I'm with you on that. All right, so let's move on.
Titus sing. That'd be hilarious.
You know what? I can see him like like to do that Wayne Brady. But you ever see the show Whose Line It Is?
Yes.
Yeah, like him doing
yes.
I seen a little prayer for you. I can't.
That'd be so hilarious.
Him doing this.
It wouldn't last long, but it would be something.
No, it'd be an amazing segment. It'd just be one segment.
It could be, yeah.
All right, so we go from a shit gimmick. Can we fast forward to Natalya Alicia Fox match?
Yes.
All right, fast forward. All right, now we're going to move along to Bobby Lashley versus The Ascension. Now, Baron Corbin set up this match.
Yeah, fast forward.
All right, fast forward. Damn, that's two tonight.
Sorry.
All right, then we go on to the next match. Dean Ambrose. Return of Dean Ambrose going against a guy that pretty much was dead to rights too, Jinder Mahal. Since coming to Raw, hasn't made a splash. Here he is with the Lunatic Fringe. And my opinion, I thought it did a pretty good match. Ambrose wins with the Dirty Deeds. We're going to start with Electrify on this one. What did you think of the match? And the new and improved Dean Ambrose.
Okay, I've been waiting to say this for a while.
I could tell. You're a little excited there.
Yes, like Dean Ambrose continues to improve every week and continues to show why he is
the lunatic fringe.
Best I've ever seen. The best. I will say he is the best wrestler on the roster right now.
Wow.
Oh,
there you go.
Yes.
All right, bold statement there. All right.
The match was great. He's bringing out an arsenal of moves that I haven't seen him. I wouldn't even think of him actually doing, which makes me so more impressed with him. I am.
Okay. All right. Well, good. Now that you're done, has anyone noticed how giddy he was? Out of all the shows,
I was waiting, bro. I was waiting.
Out of all the shows you've been on with this, like you had your moments, but this was the most exciting.
Since James Ellsworth.
Oh, that too. Yeah, I did forget about that.
No, I thought Ellsworth in the trash. Ambrose is the real deal.
He is good, very good wrestler, and I like the new and improved look. But I'll give my opinion in a second. D-Shep, what do you think of the match, and what do you think of the new and improved Dean Ambrose?
The best part of Dean Ambrose is he looks like a heel. He's jacked up. Like Fly said, he's doing new moves. And to me, the icing on the cake is that he's not talking a lot. He's just coming out there whooping ass. He's not doing the fun-loving kind of look when he does the snap mid-match.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he used to build his arm, do the unorthodox thing off the ropes. When he does it now, it seems like he's doing everything with more authority. Like it's
more intensity.
It's delivering everything in a more impactful way.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
All right. Magrath.
And Jinder, you know, Jinder's that guy now that you fight to win matches, and every time Jinder carries it very well for the role that he's in.
You know what? And a lot of people still trash. I actually got in a big disagreement with someone at work today about Jinder Mahal, saying that he's trash. I was like, how is he trash? I was like, look to where he was a few years ago compared to now. Watch a match with Nakamura and him back last year at SummerSlam. And you're going to tell me he's shit? You're going to tell me that match was shit? It was a good match between them.
He's fighting top guys week after week.
Yeah.
After week. Wouldn't put him in there if he wasn't talented.
Exactly. All right, so Magrath, how'd you feel about the match? And Dean?
First of all, Jinder Mahal, they're killing his character a lot, but I enjoy what he's doing inside the ring. He's
great wrestler.
Talent.
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose. Get him Jones just said something in chat. He was tired of Ambrose before the injury. I completely agree.
Yeah.
The time off did him so much good. He came back, jacked up, and doing new moves. And D-Shep hit on this. He comes out, he looks like a heel, kind of acts like a heel, not doing much talking. I think the greatest thing they could do for him, we discussed the Paul Heyman guy. I think Dean Ambrose is the Paul Heyman guy he should be going with.
Just be a silent assassin.
Oh, okay.
Like he did with Brock.
Damn, that actually got me excited there, just thinking about that. That is a good... Oh, that would be good. Oh, imagine him or someone, do a power trip again. You have your new Stone Cold Triple H power trip. Him...
And CM Punk comes back.
Ah, fuck that crybaby.
No, we need that. Let's go.
Fuck that crybaby.
We disagree here.
He's a good wrestler, but he's a crybaby. I'm not gonna say he's not talented.
Same thing as The Miz. Move on.
Whoa. Motherfucker. Motherfucker. Oh, all right. Here's my thing. And now we all agree with, we love the new Dean Ambrose. It's a new angle. It's the evolution, the continual evolution of his character, like you saw with The Undertaker, the Dead Man, the motorcycle guy, back to the Dead Man. This is a whole new persona of Dean Ambrose. But isn't it, you're kind of killing it off right away by putting him in the Shield right away? You think that's hurt?
So.
You don't think so?
Not really, no.
I don't know. The only way that could work is if he does the turn.
Building that illusion that he could snap on them guys at any moment.
Yep.
Which makes the Paul Heyman story such a good setup.
If that is the guy. If that is the guy.
Sell out like they did with Seth, and he's going to be like, I bought into Paul Heyman.
Yeah, I mean...
That's only if they go that way. It would make sense, but what if they don't go that way?
Just a heel by himself is fucking beautiful.
Okay.
We are all sitting back waiting for him to turn heel, whether it's with a manager or not. It could be a week, it could be a month, it could be a year. You never know. And he's playing the character perfect.
Yes.
You know what? I don't know why, but if he was to turn, I see him turning on Rollins more than Roman.
That's what you would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right.
Maybe we'll get deja vu and he'll change on the whole show like Rollins did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Remember when Seth turned, he turned on Roman first before Dean.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's possible that Dean could turn on Roman first also.
Because he wants the world title. Yeah, he won't want the IC.
The only thing I could see with that is, and I've alluded to this before, who are the credible people to go after the IC title? So to me, you would have to flip Dean over on Rollins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them two had some great matches, though.
But you know what? You talk about a guy that's dead, too. Why wouldn't you put him in a... Like, just say if he turned on Roman. Going back to Elias. Wouldn't you put Elias in that situation after the match they had before?
For sure. I mean, Elias should be in the Intercontinental title hunt. But they've killed his character so much. Can you really see him being relevant at this moment? If
he do a small build and have a little chase, yeah.
You got to build him for a little bit to have it credible.
Yeah, I'm not saying tomorrow.
What are you doing with the IC title in between time?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you have to go with Dean. Because right now the focus is Strowman and Roman. And I don't think they're going to go anywhere else for the moment. You think that's not going to be a one-off match. Obviously, it won't be. There'll be a program with them, too. And obviously, Roman will most likely go on top some way, somehow. That's how I see it. They're not going to have him drop the title right away after getting it off a guy that barely defended it for, 500 days? All right, so we're ready to move along. We're going into the main event. We're about an hour in, too. So let's move along to the main event. Reigns, Strowman, Ziggler, McIntyre. Ended a no contest due to the Strowman attack on Reigns. He was, obviously, he tugged Strowman in. Strowman just sat there like an idiot for a minute and then decided to turn. Now, my question was what did you think of the turn? Was it a smart move with the loss of Lesnar? Because obviously you lost the heel. Was it a smart move to turn him heel?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
And the way they did it was...
I knew Magriff had an issue.
Whoa. Dude, hell.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I need to know this, too.
I understand where everybody's coming from. You got to get that new heel character in there. I've got no problem seeing face versus face at Hell in a Cell. The new character for Lesnar's part is Drew McIntyre. That's who should have been the big heel coming up. And you've just killed everything Strowman's built over the past year by flipping him as a heel. It, to me, kills that character.
Okay, I kind of agree with you because I thought the next program after Strowman would have been McIntyre because that's what it alluded to. Because obviously, yeah, Ziggler would have probably fell off and went into other programs and then someone else would have chased for the IC title. But yeah, I saw McIntyre being the guy that would go for the world title. So I do agree with you with that. But yeah, it obviously they had to change someone. But we're all thinking that Dean's going to make that turn too. So there was your guy right there.
Right.
So unexpected.
It was unexpected. And you know what? I do like events where it makes sense to do it.
If
this one didn't.
Turn him, I agree they shouldn't have turned him, but if they were going to turn him, I love the way they did it, though.
It was
That's
unexpected.
all I was really speaking to it.
I didn't like that 10-minute stare, and then he finally did it.
I thought it was kind of cool, though. I mean,
yeah.
You were like, what the... You were like wondering what's he doing, and then he just came in and did what he did.
Yeah, I saw that before. It was called Macho Man Randy Savage. Okay?
Oh, you're going back into the way back.
30 years ago, to be precise.
I mean, come on.
I know. I'm just saying. someone like him made it work. It didn't work for me on this one. To me. But I don't agree with the turn. I don't agree with the turn. They could have used anyone else in this position. Because you kill, like he said, what was the point of him doing the mixed tag match? What was the point of him doing the tag match with the kid? That was his ways to try to get him over with the crowd. They were building him up to be that top guy. And one move took it away. Now, is it because they feel that he needs more work on his character? Because we discussed this before, where when you're a heel, you have no limitations. So you build your character more as a heel, and you graduate, and then you become a face again, and then you get the success. You get rewarded for it. Do you think that's what it is?
If that's the case, Roman should have been the freaking heel.
Good point.
Yeah.
But in his case, I don't. Like I said, I just don't agree with it. It felt like they killed everything they were working for, and I thought they were on the right path, and then just like that.
Yeah, I can't believe they built him up for a year and a half just to lose to Roman at Hell in a Cell. That just, the whole thing makes no sense.
Get Him Jones says yes, it was because they needed to draw some heat off Roman when he beats Braun at Hell in a Cell. I understand that, but you're gonna kill all of your work just to get one guy over?
I don't think it gets him over.
No, it won't. No, it won't. The fans are always going to hate him. And I said this earlier this week, and we discussed this. Sit back and see what they could do. We already seen the confidence in Roman. Let's see what they would do. I don't know why they're so freaking critical. Just allow the creative to do their job. I understand we don't agree with what they're doing with Strowman, but things like Roman, let's see what they can do. And I don't know why. What's with the hate? I don't get the hate with him. I think they just let him do what they want to do with him. Get it out of the way, and then let's move on. Whatever they decide to go with after that. But, all right. My question to you, because I did put this in the rundown. Could it have been Lashley's spot, though?
For who?
To be heel.
Roman?
For heel. No, not Strowman necessarily as far as the angle with the match. I'm talking about just to be a heel. Like, it could have been him. It could have been McIntyre. It could have been Dean. Like, at this point.
I would have said McIntyre out of everybody you just named.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go.
But rumor has it that there is a graphic going around that McIntyre has the next title shot against Reigns. There was a graphic online about a week ago that had showed this picture with the belt and for the championship at the November pay-per-view. Rumor, obviously.
Yeah, you know how rumors are.
Something.
Well, I guess we'll see.
Well, it seems interesting since, they injected Ziggler and McIntyre into the Strowman-Roman thing, so it's possible that's where they might head.
The turn. Okay. All right. Well, let's move along. This is the end of the show. How would you rate this week's Raw? We're going to start with you, D-Shep. What do you think of this week's Raw? And we'll move on to SmackDown.
Probably 3.5, just simply because there's a little too many low spots on the show. But if it was just the Owens and Seth Rollins match, oh my God, it could have been much higher. Just a few missteps.
Okay. Matt Griff, would you rate it 1 to 5?
I would have given it a 3, basically for the same reasons, and more than anything that they pissed me off with Trish Stratus.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. All right, Electra Fly, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, I agree. It's a 3.5. Could have done a lot more with it.
I'm actually in agreement with Electra Fly and D-Shep. Yeah, I'll give it a 3.5. They could have done a couple better things. Like the main event, if it was a little bit of a different ending, I probably would have gave it a 4. It was a pretty good show, but given to what we've given it now compared to a month ago, do you see a big change in the show? Because we were giving it 2s, 1s. I think D-Shep actually said 0 1 point, or you owe a point. They owe you a point. I think that was...
Like that.
Yeah, I think it was something like that. And welcome, Sassy. anyone see the difference in why that's happening?
Dean Ambrose.
Not only that.
Ever since he came back.
Yeah, but who's helping with the writing?
Paul Heyman.
Yep.
Well,
That's the reason. Despite things I didn't like about him in the past, but the one thing that is for certain, he is a fucking mad genius. And even though he came from a time that it was just like ECW, it was a different product, the sex and the violence. He got with the times, and you could see it right there. He could still write, even in the PG era. I can't wait to see what Raw's going to be about a year from now, if he's still doing it.
We can't praise him just on the stuff he does right. How much writing is he doing?
He's behind the whole Roman thing. That has already been confirmed. He's behind since the whole Lashley thing. The second.
So he's not having anything to do with the rest of the show.
No. He's doing the other things, but his main focus is that.
Well, okay, define other things though, because the thing
IC title match
from the show
probably
is not Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. It's Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins.
I'm sure he has something to do with that.
Have anything to do with Titus Worldwide? Like,
no, probably not.
Well, you would say that, but how do we know? That's why I would be curious to know if there was a sheet out there like this are the storylines that Heyman's involved with, because we can't just automatically assume that just because we like a segment, that must be the one that Heyman's working.
No, I get what you're saying. Well, the one that is confirmed is the whole Universal title picture.
Yeah,
that was all him.
Agree the Universal title picture is garbage. So, why are we praising Heyman so much? Is I guess my thought.
Is it complete garbage?
I love Paul Heyman.
Is it complete garbage?
But is the mad genius doing anything for Roman, really? Is Roman getting any more over? No, he's not. So what's he doing? What's the positive impact? I guess I just don't see it as you do.
Nah.
Like, I don't see what he's added to it.
Again, he has a little bit to do with it, but I feel like there's other things. And we don't know what exactly he has everything on his hands on. But I don't agree with you as far as the whole Universal title. Like, the build with the Lesnar, the interview with Heyman, the night where they actually had Lesnar there, where he just didn't give a shit about anyone.
That build was all right.
I'm talking about all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Well, you're saying all the Roman stuff, though, so that would be the stuff after Lesnar too, then, right?
Yeah. And then, last week he gave Finn Balor a shot at the title. He recognized that he never got his rematch. So, could that have been all him? Probably not. But you don't know. What is being confirmed, that you hear it everywhere, is that he has a lot to do with that title picture right now. Everything around involving the Universal title, he has his hands on. He's had it since the Lashley. That's what I'm reading everywhere. And then you even have insiders, people that are within the walls are saying that too. In interviews.
So, if you were to look at the Universal title picture, then
it's a lot better than what it was.
Let's say the last 3 months, then, since Lashley.
Okay.
What would you give Heyman as the writer? You can't tell me you're giving him an A for everything the last 3 months. There's just no way.
B- at this point.
Yeah, so why are we praising him?
Better than an F where it was before. I would have given it an F. Where the fuck was he?
I don't know. I guess
you had no one defending the title. The guy's had the title for almost 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today. And he's already defended it more than he has. And I know that's not...
But we can't give Heyman credit just because...
No, I'm not giving him credit as far as that.
Start defending the title and then Roman won it. That's not due to Heyman.
No, I'm not saying that. Actually, I'm just saying in general, I already see him as a better champion because of that. You see him more. He is a workhorse.
At the same time, on that note, with the open challenge going on with it.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Give us, say, a month. Something tells me we're going to be sick of this, seeing open challenge, both Intercontinental and the Universal title. One of them's got to give a little bit on that.
I get what you're saying with that. You don't want to beat that to the ground. IC title scene is more interesting than universal title scene to me. It's always been that way, really. Because when you think about this, I'll give you an example. WrestleMania 3, you had the iconic match of Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant. Yeah, you had the body slam, but what was the match that stole the show?
Savage versus Steamboat.
And what title was that for?
IC.
That's the way it's always been. Get 'em? It's always been that way. I'll give you another example. I thought the match in SummerSlam 98 with Austin and Undertaker was a great match with them two. Probably their best match together, them two. But that was overshadowed by the ladder match with The Rock and Triple H. Can we all agree on that one?
Yes.
So, yes, it's always going to be more interesting because those are the guys that are more hungry. They want that shot at the world title. They're not going to be... I'm not saying that anyone that makes it to the world title level, they just sit there and that's it. But there's more hunger on the guys that are chasing for that world title than the ones that are already there. That's what I'm saying. So I kind of agree with you. Oh, I agree with you, but there's a reason for it. Those guys are more hungry. Macho Man is my all-time favorite. Oh, I love Macho Man. A lot of favorite matches involve him.
About Macho for hours and
hours. So can I. Like the retirement match with the Warrior, WrestleMania 7.
Even Macho as an announcer was just Golden Globe.
It is weird, though. He took time off, but he said he didn't like where it was going. That's why he backed off.
And I'm just going to throw, I know we're kind of getting off rails here, but the most underrated and one of my favorite feuds
now that we're done with Raw,
was in WCW.
It is time for a smack.
That feud was so great.
Oh, that thing was sick. Like, twisted. Oh, my God.
So that personal.
We could cover that feud. Maybe as a future, like, one-off show, just cover that feud was amazing.
Well, that could be for one of our the shows that we're thinking of doing.
Yeah.
Retro, what is it? Retrospective. That's it. All right. Oh, well, yeah, we can talk about that all day long. But is it the same in SmackDown with the heavyweight and U.S. title? No. And I'll tell you why. I think writing's better on SmackDown. Because, and I'll tell you the difference, okay? Brian James. Well, it's more than just that. I'm talking about as far writing. Road Dogg, Brian James. NWA guy. NWA guys, what was their main focus? It wasn't the IC title. It was the world title. U.S. title, yeah, it was a good stepping stone to that title. But WWF, their main matches, they focused on IC. You had your world title, but they had a big focus on IC because they thought about the future. Now, that could have been the downfall of the NWA. It's just a different mindset. You see the two differences. Raw's like 80s WWF. SmackDown's more 80s NWA. That's how I see it. Because given by how you watch it, and if you watch the old products of the 80s, you see a similarity between Raw and SmackDown and NWA and WWF at that time.
Yeah.
All right, so are you ready to move on to SmackDown? Because we're like way over. We went a little long with that. All right, open a segment.
Roll.
All right, open a segment. New Day celebrating the five-time tag champions. Booker T came out in a surprise. Oh, Booty-O's. There you go, buddy. You all ready? Booker T came out, dubbed them the five-time champions. Real quick, and we'll go on to the first match of the evening. What do you think of the segment? Pretty funny. I enjoyed
it. It's so funny.
Now, not to go there, but I have to ask this. Would you consider Booker T the greatest African-American wrestler ever?
Ooh.
Not for wrestling, but overall character, wrestler, everything can do heel, face, then the King Booker thing. He had a lot of depth to his character over the years.
I say yes.
He's got to be top 3 if he's not number 1.
I'm going to disagree. I think he is. Especially the late days in the WCW. I think his angle with Scott Steiner and that whole title picture, the angle they had, kind of was the only interesting thing they had towards the end. And giving him the title in 2000, too, I've always enjoyed him from the time in WCW to when he first came into WWE. And yeah, he had his tag team thing, but I loved his King Booker angle the most. And the way he took that, it was a little old schoolish, like Harley Race with the King Harley Race. It kind of felt like that to me. I don't know. Do you agree, or who would you think is the greatest wrestler? Electrofly.
I'll say right now it is Booker T. This one definitely could be like one of the like tournament styles that we was doing with the other stuff, but I don't know. Booker T. As for right now, as I can't think of anybody, I think Booker T's up there right now.
All right. Now I've always there we go. Yeah, I always enjoyed Booker T matches, and Get 'em Joe says, King Booker, you peasant. Okay, I'm sorry.
That shit he did
That was
with
hilarious.
Big E, not giving Big E a name was that's when I almost lost it.
That
was
part,
hilarious.
yeah.
That was the best part.
I would have to give it a toss-up, though, between him and Ron Simmons, because you can't ever...
I get what you're saying, because he was the first heavyweight champion.
I wouldn't even say from that, but his character reach was he could have did any role too. Heel, face, lead a faction. Then the damn stuff has been fucking.
Yeah, but
for how many years? I mean, so like that's the only person I could see putting over it.
You still hear "damn" and you still laugh like a little.
I
girl.
get that whole little
Like
gimmick
that
thing, but he, as far as his personality when he won the world title, But that's how WCW was anyway. They really didn't think about characters that much.
Not so many over the top
Characters, yeah.
either.
Well, no, WWE had it, but not WCW, NWA during that time. It was a different thing. All right. Well, that's a little. We went off the rails there for a second, but I had to ask that question. I was curious because I was always a big fan of Booker T. That's why. All right, moving along. Triple threat. It's obviously for the tournament they're having to determine the number one contender for Hell in a Cell for the SmackDown titles. You had the Bar, the Colognes, and Gallows and Anderson. Pretty good match on my part. I thought it was pretty good. Bar wins. I'm going to ask the generic question, starting with you, Electrofly. What did you think of the match?
Honestly, it was a great match. The right team won it, and I think they should push the Bar a little bit more to really be the number one team to challenge for the championships.
All right. Get 'em Jones. Yeah, I agree with you there. All right. D-Shep, what do you think of the match, sir?
It was a good match. I agree the Bar was the likely team that should have won, but part of me was rooting for Gallows and Anderson. I mean, when the fuck are they going to get a break? So, as a fan, I was rooting Gallows and Anderson, but I understand why they went with the Bar.
Yeah, obviously they're the bigger team. All right, McGriff.
To me, it was a really good match. I think it should have been Gallows and Anderson that won, but the biggest takeaway I had from this match is just how much better SmackDown does building these tag teams. Everybody forgot about the Colognes. And they looked spectacular in that match, to be honest.
Again, we always said it right in his banner on SmackDown.
The biggest takeaway, the Colognes still had the job.
Yeah.
Right?
What do you
came
all,
out
of
and
all of a sudden, it was like JTG was smiling from somewhere because he was the guy that had a match, one or two matches every year, and you were like, oh, wait, he's still employed? Yeah.
They've been talking about his return of WWE. I don't know if you've seen that out there. He's been talking about hitting that coming back.
But he's been getting more jacked up. I've seen workout videos and photos on Twitter.
Yeah. I like the Crime Time thing. I thought that was pretty unique. All right. So we're going to move along.
That would be a good tag team to bring to either show.
That's more of a SmackDown thing, I think, than Raw.
Yeah, but... Yeah.
I think that'd be a good team for NXT right now.
Well, they'll probably bring him up that way again, like McIntyre did. Like McIntyre didn't have to go that route; he actually chose to go through that. He said in an interview.
So you bring up why am I brain farting?
Undisputed Era.
Yeah, you bring up Undisputed Era and you bring in Crime Time.
I think it's like if you bring Crime Time in. I see them a New Day to start it off. If you ever brought them up to the main roster, like the comedy out of that. If you go with the Crime Time, because they were good for their little comedic skits. If you put them together with New Day,
a more serious version.
You think so this time? Okay.
I think it'd be a fun feud to have them against the Street Profits, so I think that'd be awesome.
Man, are they a great tag team. And it's a sin. It's going to be a while before you see them up because of the injury. Kind of set them back a little bit.
Yep.
All right, so let's go move along to the Jeff Hardy, which very odd promo with Randy Orton. Jeff Hardy called out Randy Orton for trying to erase his identity. Of course, Orton came out. Jeff Hardy challenged him to a match in Hell in a Cell. I don't think it was one of their strongest promos, so I'll start with you, Magriff. What do you think of the promo? Did it do it?
Some Jeff Hardy.
It's Jeff Hardy.
Oh, okay.
Retire already. I'm tired of it.
Okay, you're done with him. Electra Fly, are you with him on that?
Yes, please. Like, I already wasn't even though Randy Orton, hands down, is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
He is really talented.
I'm not really interested in this at all, and then the promo just made me forget it.
All right, now my question to you guys. Obviously, this is going to be the Hell in a Cell match. I think we all can agree this is not Hell in a Cell worthy.
This is barely a kickoff.
Okay, well, I'm saying this match is going to be in a Hell in a Cell.
It's a worthy
match
for their feud. Let me finish. For the style that they built this feud on, with Orton brutalizing him, and then him with the brutalizing attack. I'm not saying it's Hell in a Cell. Oh my God, we put the two best wrestlers in the cell and let them go at it kind of fest. Obviously, no. But for the way they built up the feud, to have the match happen at Hell in the Cell is the fitting pay-per-view to do the match in.
Okay, here I would agree with you if this was 2008, T-Shep, but it isn't. It's 2018. You saw the bump he took last month, meaning Jeff Hardy.
Match would you have them do that? Where else at?
If you could do it, a little safer. No, if you're going to do it safer, in a way you could still make it look brutal, because you have to go above and beyond in the Hell in a Cell match. You're going to have to. And then Jeff Hardy is good for the big
match stipulation. Just a normal match?
No holds barred. Because you can still make it look brutal, but not take too much away from it.
You're going to have a no holds barred match, though?
You got your Hell in a Cell matches.
Or Hell in a Cell?
You got your Hell in a Cell matches. You do. You got your world title, your universal title.
No, so what I'm saying.
And I wouldn't even mind the heavyweight title.
You're going to have a no holds barred match at Hell in a Cell. That makes no sense.
This isn't TNA Lockdown. Not every match is going to be a Hell in a Cell. If it was another match worthy, I think the World Heavyweight title should be. That got more personal than the Randy Orton one. Angle.
I don't think it gets any more personal than getting penetrated in your ear hole, but okay.
Yeah, you got a point. You know what? You got a point there. You do got a point there. I don't know how many matches could be Hell in a Cell. So far, 2.
If I'm stuck with the match, I like the fact it's in Hell in a Cell, is my only point. I would rather not see the match at all, though.
Well, here's the thing. If this is good.
Kickoff.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. What if it was his last match? What if it was his last match?
Then it's the right match.
Okay. That's what I'm wondering, too. Because, it goes along with what Randy Orton said. I'm taking out all your heroes. That's the reason for his heel turn. If he was to take him out and then he rides off to the sunset, he's done. That's the only way.
The final bump is a swanton off the top of the cage.
That's That's the only way I would accept that. Other than that, that is not Hell in a Cell worthy, in my opinion.
No, it's not Hell in a Cell worthy.
That's what I was saying.
Worthy match for the feud.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
It is.
Is it worthy? No. It wouldn't have been. I don't even think it would have been worthy 10 years ago, to be honest. But it's the best for what they're doing. Making the best of a bad situation, as the kids say.
All right.
Maybe Jeff Hardy will take a real bump and be done. I didn't say that out loud.
Wow.
Wait, what's that? I'm sorry. I didn't hear that. I apologize. What'd you say there?
I said maybe Jeff Hardy will take a real bump and be done.
Ooh.
We'll see.
Oh, okay. All right. A little dark there.
I don't know if it's his fault for saying it or you making him repeat it.
Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, I should have listened there. I apologize. That was my fault there. All right, so moving along. Are we going to fast forward Naomi versus Billie Kay for the 80th time?
Absolutely.
Okay, moving along.
Uh-oh.
Daniel Bryan, Andrade Cien Almas. Holy shit, man. Another pay-per-view quality match on a TV show. Good match, ended in no contest when... Well, actually... Well, yeah, it did end in no contest when Miz and Maurice attacked Bryan and Brie Bella. I'm going to start right away. D-Shep, what'd you think of the match?
It was great until the women got involved.
I'm with you on that one.
Like,
That's another...
This shit was standalone. Like, it didn't need all that. You could have just had Miz come out there and cost him the match. I mean, I didn't need to see Brie Bella and Maurice out there. And Maurice, my God, man, lose the baby weight before you come back next time.
First of all, you know what? Whoa. Well, cushion for the pushing, my friend. I always like the thickness.
Yeah, that's all nice.
I'm down with the thickness.
I don't want the pushing to be done
Here.
in the belly. So that's just me. I'd rather that cushion be an ass, but
Okay. Well, my point is, I agree. No, here's the thing. I agree with you as far as that, D-Shep. Like, I understand they're trying to push this pay-per-view, but you have Daniel Bryan, Miz. Everyone's been waiting years for this. Bryan was cleared. He's wrestling again. He's an active man on the roster. First thing everyone thought about was Miz. And they had, in my opinion, a really good match at SummerSlam. Here they are. They're going to do a rematch, but in a mixed tag match just to promote a pay-per-view. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
God, I don't need the fucking Bellas on Raw and SmackDown. Come on.
I know. You already had your little...
All right.
No,
calm down.
Other people need to hear how bad this is. This is like bad. Like, if they're butt naked, then that's fine. But,
Oh my God.
I mean, no. Maurice handed Miz the thing to win the match was fantastic.
It was
I
classic.
love that. But this whole mixed tag rematch crap, get that the fuck out of here.
Yeah, no, it didn't work at WrestleMania last year. I don't see it working this time. Despite the fact that I think Bryan is way more talented than Cena. That's my opinion. I just don't see the mixed tag match working again. It won't.
If they're going to get all four involved, I would just rather have a single match with Brie and Maurice and then another single match with Bryan and Miz. I mean, if all four have to be involved.
No, because women are just as strong as men. All right, we got it. We've been hearing this for months. You got a pay-per-view?
With the, my fault.
No, go ahead. I was just ranting about how stupid it is. Go ahead.
If you do a singles match with just Brie and Maurice,
It'd be boring as shit.
Would you consider them being in Hell in a Cell?
No. Kickoff show.
No. Kickoff show all day.
Oh,
Kickoff
actually,
show
no.
With the Randy Orton Hardy match.
No, main event. We'll go with main event. The show main event. Not even on the kickoff show. It's not even worthy for that.
Wow.
Now, Bryan and Miz should be up there towards like the last few matches. But the fact that you added the women to it, dude, it could be the first match. Just get it out of the way so you get back to them two going at it. Magriff, how do you feel about that? Because I see you were silent there. There's something you want to say.
You was holding it in.
You were holding something in.
Well, the first part of it, Almas versus Daniel Bryan, holy shit. Apparently they watched Kevin Owens and Rollins the night before, and they wanted to try to get up there with them.
Oh, I think they did a good job at that.
I'd love to see this finish.
And I'm actually going to go opposite of you guys on the mixed match.
Oh, God.
And it all goes back to Bryan and Miz. These two can sell anything. And I think they're so pissed off about how the WrestleMania thing went that they're trying to build a story and show that just to prove a point, we can make one work. You're welcome. I had to be that guy.
You know what? I get what you're saying because they are that talented, but do we really need it? Do you really need this?
Probably not.
Exactly. That's my point.
But I can actually be invested in this one. Just because of
D-Shep, that's your boy.
Miz.
That's your boy there. Okay? That's the one you get along with the most. Then straighten him out for a second. Have him join us for once. Can we all agree on something? There's always got to be that one guy.
What's the fun in that?
Griff got sucked off by a Bella. That's the reason.
Mm.
All right.
I wish that would happen to me.
I couldn't get a smile off my face if that was the case.
All right, here's the one question I have for you guys, though, going on with Andrade Cien Almas. I mean, you see all these guys coming off an NXT roster, and some of them fade away, but do you feel like the creative is doing a good job keeping them relevant, putting them in these high-profile matches, these pay-per-view style matches on a TV show?
Yes, but he's got to get a win.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's got some wins, but yeah, I know.
A singles win, not that fucking mix win he got.
Yeah, I get it.
I
He
want to
needs-
get singles
He
win.
needs a U.S. title push. Him and Nakamura feud there could be great.
That would be great. And you know, seeing that Almas is getting better with his English too. Do you see
Speaking
him?
of, anybody see Shinsuke? Shinsuke?
No, it's only been 2 weeks. It's okay. He's doing the
was at
promos.
He was at the Performance Center practicing nut shots.
Oh, okay. No, he should.
Oh.
It's the Knock America. You guys didn't see the promos? You did not get the memo? Come on.
No.
Well, I like the. I love the United States of Knock America. Okay, I happen to like that. As a matter of fact, I'll do a nice. We'll have a nice national anthem for him for next week. All right. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. All right, so let's move along to the promo with AJ Styles. Calling out Samoa Joe, demanding that he would stop playing the mind games, getting personal. And, of course, Samoa Joe appears on the Titantron, supposedly making a call with Wendy, saying he's going to be at the cookout on Tuesday. How'd you feel about that? And welcome, New Japan Pro Wrestling fan.
I like that they're mixing so much real life with it.
I love the personal.
Yeah.
I love the personal angle.
I'm curious to see what this cook-off footage is going to be like. I hope it's not a complete letdown, but it has potential, but it could be really cheesy too. So I'm holding out how I feel about it until next week.
I heard it's supposed to be good. I heard Griff got an invite.
Did you?
Do what? I missed, sir. I missed something.
You got an invite to the cookout.
When you invited to the cookout?
Wendy's cookout.
Yeah, Wendy's
Yeah.
I'll be all over that.
Okay, you're closer than all of us to there.
Cookout or Wendy?
Both.
Are you Sandusky?
Go.
Isn't his daughter like 10?
That's what I'm saying.
No, Sandusky lived like 5 minutes from you, EJ, right?
More like 3 hours, but yeah. Penn State's about 3 hours from Philly.
Close enough for a pervert, so.
Well, I was nowhere near a freaking bathroom where he was at. Not playing the Tickle Monster, okay? All right, moving along. What'd you think? What'd you think? This show went off the rails from the start.
Wow.
Well, there's a
See,
little
this is what
ring
happens-
rust.
This is what happens when I get back.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it is. Nah, it's all good. I like the promo though. And of course, you got to go with the personal angle. I mean, they kind of went with that because they had to build it quick for the SummerSlam match, and it seemed to hit, and they're continuing with that. I always like the personal angle. It brings out the darker side in the heel. I mean, the face.
There was one part of it I did not like.
What's that?
That was at SummerSlam. I agree with the wife being out there and the stuff they did on the outside, but I did not like the fact that she was holding the little girl, though. That was a bit too much for me. That he's making the daddy comments. Yeah, it was kind of funny, the talking smack, but it would have been better if I just didn't like the kid being involved. But I'm a dad, and it
Yeah.
was a little different.
I am too, but as far as I liked it because what did that bring out of AJ? A different.
Well, it did, but the little girl crying, it just I don't get down with that.
Okay, well I saw that before too. When
Yeah,
again, who?
Whatever 1980
1993 reference. 1992 we're going to go with. When Jake the Snake Roberts with the King Cobra biting Macho Man's arm. I remember that kid crying in the front row. You saw they had that shot of the kid crying in the front row.
Yeah,
we even go further. We'll go 1990.
Macho's kid, though.
I know.
Either.
But
yeah.
But it's a personal angle. It's a personal angle. I don't see anything wrong with it. And obviously he doesn't. If he allowed it, he's going to have to allow it for.
That's fine. Everybody can have their own opinion on it. It made me a little uncomfortable.
Oh, that's fine. Anyone else? What do you think of the segment before we move on? Magriff, you had your.
It was short, to the point, like the storyline, and I'll leave it at that. I mean, short, simple, to the point.
All right.
Couldn't say it better than myself.
There you go. All right, then we're going to move on to the main event of the evening. Charlotte Carmella for the SmackDown.
You said main event? Oh, shit. Yeah, okay.
Yes, it was a main event. Carmella versus Charlotte. Wait, I got two people groaning here. Really? You didn't like the match?
D-Sharp. No, I love the match. It's just D-Sharp.
Oh, okay. All right, pretty good. Charlotte Flair wins with the figure eight. Becky Lynch, right after attacks Charlotte, after the beatdown, she says that she's taking the title off of Charlotte, and ended it with "You bitch." A little dark for the PG era.
The bitch club. New member.
You know what? I gotta say, if I'm gonna ask for once, I'm gonna give my opinion before you guys. I loved it.
Yes.
It screamed Attitude Era.
The rest of it was trash.
No, it screamed female version of Stone Cold. That's what I saw out of that.
Becky's unbelievable.
Carmella's money? No. Becky's money. That was perfect. I liked the attack and that little intensity. Of course, it's going to take time before she becomes heel. Maybe people won't accept it, but damn, man. If it wasn't a step in the right direction, that was it. That's my opinion. We'll start with you, D-Shep.
Honestly, the match was just an average woman's match for me. Everything kicked into high gear when Becky came out, and she's been knocking it out of the park. Yeah, I ain't got enough good things. I'm pretty much tapped out. Like,
All right.
I was happy.
All right. Chauvinist. All right, moving along. Magriff, what do you think of the match?
Well, I'll give the actual match itself a little bit higher rating. Carmella is impressing me every time she
is getting
into
better.
A bigger
Thank
match.
you.
She was really clicking and did a great job in this match. But the meat of everything comes down to Becky Lynch coming out with the attack, and man, is she killing this heel character. I love it.
She is. She definitely is. It's going to take... Get 'em Jordan says they would never boo. No, it could happen. You do something really dark enough that really gets the fans going, whoa. Yeah, I don't like this side of her. It will take something like that. And the way writing is on SmackDown, I could see it happening. If it's Raw, it's like, it's not going to happen.
There's not that in-love female on the SmackDown roster really right now that she would even get booed for attacking. Like, not everybody likes Charlotte. So that's why it's not working from that angle as far as just getting booed. Who could she really wrestle on that roster or attack that's going to get booed? Like,
but she could also be that Stone Cold type character.
No, she can, but there's not that person on the roster right now to generate the boos.
Well,
Asuka, maybe.
Asuka, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking Asuka. I was thinking.
Oh, is she still employed too?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, what the crap did they do with her?
Oh, well, no, she took that. It was reported she took a couple weeks off. There was a family emergency. She actually went back home for that. So that's where that was. But I don't
blame her. She's getting killed over there anyway for no freaking reason. They're ruining her.
Yeah. Oh, she might go back to New Japan. That was a rumor, too. Because her contract's out at the same time as Nakamura. Hell Hall, thanks for following. Carmella's Victor Guerrero scream is on point. Yes, indeed. What do you expect? It's Staten Island. Ugh. Staten Island chicks. Ugh. They're like the bad Guidos, just saying. Poor excuse of Italians. Philly Italians are the ones that are the best, just saying. Alright, moving along.
Right.
Do you think this was a good ending match, though, guys, for the Carmella-Charlotte saga? Because, yeah, Carmella took her out the first 2 times they faced each other. This time, Charlotte finally gets the victory over her. Was it a good final match between them two, at least for now?
No, I think it was a great match.
Okay.
To end it off.
Oh, D-Shep, I know you hate the match, so I'll go back to Magreth on that one.
I'll say real quick, for what it is, it was a decent ending to it. I am a little worried for Carmella's sake where she goes from here, because like you guys have said, she really has improved a lot.
She has.
I'm not going to shy away from that. But where she goes from here is what my only concern is. But for the feud of Charlotte and her, it was good enough ending.
Well, I mean, I could see her and Asuka going at it again. No title involved. You could do a program with them, too. I could see it happening. They were good, man. And like you said, she's gotten better and better as she's going on. And the thing I like about her, it's the same thing Ciampa does, but it's in a female version. How she attacks people on social media. She uses it the right way. You ever follow her on? We follow her as far as the show channel for Twitter. Get it out there. There you go. Twitter. No, I mean I like what she does. She goes after the people. When someone trashes her, she does like a response, but retweets it with a comment and trashes them right back. Like she fights back with the people, and I like that. It's that old school style heel, but in the new age with the social media. I don't know if you guys like that. I'm a fan of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you see with Ciampa. Ciampa does it perfectly. One of the best heels.
Ciampa might be the best heel there is.
Oh, damn, dude. It's been a while since you've seen a guy like him. It's definitely different. It's definitely different. All right. Well, we already talked about the Becky Lynch attack. All right, so we're at the end. This is the point where we rate Raw, SmackDown from 1 to 5. We're going to start with Magreth this week. How would you rate SmackDown Live from 1 to 5?
I'm going to go right in line with my rating for Raw. I'm going to give it a 3. There was a lot of potential in the show, but thanks to Jeff Hardy and a few hiccups here and there, I got to go with 3.
Okay, Magreth. I'm sorry. D-Shep.
Say it again.
D-Shep.
I'm going to go same for me on Raw that I did, 3.5. Really only a few setbacks, mainly the Jeff Hardy nonsense, but
yeah, it was weird.
All around, we had 3 solid matches and 4 if you count the Charlotte Carmella, so all around good show.
All right, and you, Electra Fly, what you got for it?
And a little bit to piggy off what D-Shep said, because of those 4 matches, I'm giving SmackDown a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I was real close to 4 too.
Yeah. I'm just gonna. Yeah, it's 4. Definitely was a better show than Raw.
All right, and I'm gonna go with 3. There was a lot of potential. I didn't like the whole Jeff Hardy skit. It was a little rushed. There wasn't much to that. Great tag match, great match with Cien Almas, but I didn't like the ending part involving a woman. And it was a good main event, but yeah, a couple of things they missed. I gave it a 3. All right, now we go on. We talked about Raw. We talked about SmackDown. This week we're going to start with what's got our goat. What was the thing that we hated the most out of both shows? We'll start with you, Magreth. Was there something you hated the most this week?
I kind of had a hard time picking because I wanted to go with Jeff Hardy so bad. But more than anything, the whole segment with Trish Stratus just pissed me the hell off. What a waste of freaking time.
Yep. All right.
Get it off my screen.
All right. Electra Fly, what do you got? What was the thing that bothered you the most this week?
The thing that did bother me the most was Jeff Hardy.
Okay.
Definitely was Jeff Hardy. I can't get with that storyline to save my life.
And Get Him Jones already has his. He says, hated that there was a Bella on my TV screen. Okay, that was his moment of the week he didn't like. D-Shep, what was the moment you hated the most this week on both shows?
Completely complete agreements with McGriff, the Trish Stratus nonsense, but I just want to add that I think they did her wrong, and I felt bad for her, though.
Right.
But she couldn't do nothing with that. It had no chance from the very beginning.
No, it was just a lost. It was lost. I'm with you on that one. That was the thing that got my goat the most this week, and I already explained why earlier, so you can go back and relive that later on the archives. All right, what was the thing that we loved the most on Raw SmackDown? We'll start with you, D-Shep.
Everything to do with Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens, hands down.
All right. All right. Nice. What do you got, McGriff, for this week?
The easy one, and I think we'd all have to be in agreement that it's Owens and Rollins. So I'll go kind of kick it out. AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, quick, short, simple, to the point, and builds on what to me is the most credible storyline across WWE right now.
All right. Electrify, what do you got? What was the thing you loved the most?
Thing I love the most because it's the most consistent. Dean, Fluff, and Ambrose.
All right.
Has to be.
You can say fuck on the show, you know that, right?
Well, I got a reputation.
Okay, all right. Well, you know, let's try to keep it family friendly then. We'll talk about point. We'll talk about point on the next show. My moment of the week, was the IC title match. It was a great match. Again, you needed a match like that to be the final match for Kevin Owens. Wait to see the repackage of his character when he comes back. That was my moment, along with when he quit at the end. It was unexpected. You had two unexpected things that happened on that show. That one I thought was better. All right. So now we know what we liked, what we didn't like. We covered both shows. Now it's time for...
It's Power Rankings time. Let's see what the guys put at number one in the segment we call...
You just made the list!
The List.
The guys didn't like the stinger. All right. The List is our version of the Power Rankings. This week, I'm going to start with Electrify on this one. What do you have for your top 5 of the week?
Number 5, because I've put her so high on a pedestal, Alexa Bliss. She's coming down to number 5.
Okay.
Only because I know that a lot of people have stepped up, a lot of new people's come through, that she's going to have to be the one to bump down. And I can't put my ego all the way up there just to keep her up there. No, she's coming down to number 5. Number 4 has to be Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins has been so impressive and been so consistent with his storyline. Just great to see. Number 3, definitely a shocker to me, seeing him Almas. Definitely has been showing why he can be a person to definitely consider for, like we said, the just be in the title hunt. Like, definitely want to see him main event pay-per-views and want to see him be like the main guy, and definitely is going to be somebody to watch down the line. Number 2, Roman Reigns. Not putting him number 1 just yet, because I feel like he just needs to win me over with Strowman. I feel like he still needs to do more. And number 1, Dean Ambrose.
All right. Okay. We're gonna go with you, McGriff. What's on your list this week?
All right, number 5, the Revival.
Oh, okay.
Making the tag teams kind of relevant again on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, Becky Lynch, with just continued run with this heel character. Love what she's doing.
All right.
Number 3, Dean Ambrose, for all the same reasons Electrified just laid out.
Yeah.
Number 2, Electrify's favorite, The Miz. Kills it every week. Love what The Miz does.
Yeah.
Number 1, gotta be Seth
Daniel
Rollins with the match of the year.
All right. Now we got Electriflies. We got McGriff. D-Shep, give us your list.
Well, I have so many different guys I can put at 5, but I'm going with The Miz. Just simply, for what it is, out of the park week after week. Then I'm actually gonna go with Braun Strowman at 4 because I'm kind of a fan of the turn.
That's your opinion.
I kind of like it.
Okay, it's your opinion.
And then I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch at 3 because
okay.
she's the most entertaining female in a long time. Sorry, Alexa Bliss.
Oh, she's hot though. Oh God. Yeah,
I
go
know.
on.
And then I got Kevin Owens at number 2, just simply because he lost, but like he opened my eyes even more than they've been on him in the past. Beautiful. And then Seth Rollins at number 1.
Beautiful.
He won the match of the year. So.
Yeah. And all right, before we go any further, are you okay there, Electrify? I heard you vomiting. Were you watching the Cowboys game?
Oh.
Yeah, slide in there. I respect it.
Come on, I'm an Eagles fan. I have to.
I'm good.
I'm sorry.
You win one freaking title, and you come at our Cowboys like that. Dang.
That's what I'm saying, man.
That's one. We got 4 to go. I know. But 96 was the last time you guys won. I'm just saying.
We can fill a full hand up. It's okay. Move on.
All right, we're going to move on.
We got to 1 by 96.
Touche. Moving along. All right, my list for this week. Number 5, The Bar. Of course, they continue to impress. Great tag team. Of course, they earned a shot at the one step closer for their title shot at Hell in a Cell. Good match in the triple threat. They're number 5. Number 4, The Revival. Of course, you got to be put on the list when you beat the Raw Tag Team Champions. What the hell was that in the background? What is that? It's nothing on mine.
What you talking about?
Oh, you're all fucking with me. All right, enough. My ADD got the best of me. I heard some noise. All right, no, number 4 is The Revival. Number 3, The Miz. Again, you can't miss with that guy. He's just on all cylinders. He's number 3. Number 2, Becky Lynch. To me, is the female version of Stone Cold. I love what she did on SmackDown. And the You Bitch, it was just icing on the cake with that. And then, of course, my number 1 is the Intercontinental Champion himself, Seth Rollins, after having a match of the year, yes, with Kevin Owens. And the guy continues to impress and to continue to tell the WWE Universe that he is the main guy. And he will be the main guy eventually again. And that is my list for this week. All right, so going along, we're going to cover this real quick, and we'll end the show with this. PWI this week came out with their top 500 wrestlers in professional wrestling, and number 1 was Kenny Omega, and right behind him was your WWE champion AJ Styles. McGriff called into the show I did earlier this week at the pop-up show. He didn't like my Nick Aldis at number 10, and the guy made the title relevant again. That was my reasoning. And my list today is based on impact they had with the WWE. It's not a marker who I think is the greatest wrestler, who had the best impact. That's how I'm going with the list. So our take with the PWI 500 list, we're going to give our top 10 of WWE right now in the last year alone. So who wants to start first? Anyone want to tell you who?
I'll go.
You go first? Go ahead. You did your homework. Good job.
Yeah, miracles can happen.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. All right, go ahead, buddy.
At number 10, I got Becky Lynch. Because, I know the more impactful stuff has really been the last few weeks, but she's really been consistent all year. And it's nice to see that she's finally getting the major push that she's deserved for a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
Then at number 9, I got the B team. We all know how much I love the B team, so I'll just leave
You're a mark for him. All right, that's fine.
Then at 8, I got Shinsuke Nakamura.
No, I agree with that.
The character depth with him this year has been absolute gold. Number 7, I got Adam Cole, my first NXT guy. Just simply because everything he touches, like The Miz, is just pure gold. So, Then at number 6, I really didn't want to put this guy on the list at all, but he kind of has to be there, is Braun Strowman. just because he has been that impactful, even though I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, I got Ronda Rousey. And just simply because she sent that jolt into the women's division on Raw like we haven't seen in a real long time.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, I got The Miz.
Okay.
As we've all stated in the past, The Miz is the GOAT. Sorry, Electrify.
That's going to be censored in editing, so I'm good.
Number 3, I got Ciampa. Just simply because, good Lord. I mean, if we could just put him in the Hall of Fame now, it'd be worthy. Number 2, I got AJ Styles, just simply because you got to have the longest reigning champ, worthy champ in years, be up there.
Okay.
And then number 1, Seth Rollins.
All right. Nice. Not bad list.
Yeah.
Not bad list at all. Okay, Macgriff, what's your top 10 in the for the last year?
Number 10, I got Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
Very strong showing in his first years back. Number 9, I got Braun Strowman.
Okay.
Number 8, I've got The Miz.
Ooh, okay.
Number 7, Universal Champ, Roman Reigns.
Okay. That's good.
Number 6, Shinsuke Nakamura. Guy keeps impressing me more time goes on.
Yep. Definitely does.
Number 5, I had a hard time picking where to place this one, but Charlotte Flair had to be in my top 10 somewhere, and number 5 seemed like a great place.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Number 4, Ciampa. I mean, D-Shep hit it right on the head with him.
Uh-huh. Yep.
My number 3, D-Shep did the same thing, Adam Cole. Number 2, I'm going to go backwards in my top 2 of D-Shep. Rollins, number 2, AJ Styles, number 1.
All right. Not bad. Not bad list at all. All right. We heard from them, too. Now it's on for you, buddy. What do you got, Electrify?
Number 10, I'm going to keep this short and sweet.
Okay.
Becky Lynch, number 10.
Okay.
Number 9, Cien Almas. Just incredible. Just been incredible.
Yeah, he has been.
Number 8, Baron Corbin.
Watching porn over there? That sounded really awful. Sorry, guys. It really sounded like 80s porn music. I'm sorry.
It could be a good sound bed for this bit. All right, go ahead. Keep it playing.
All right.
Go ahead.
Alrighty then. Where was I at? Okay, number 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 8, Baron Corbin.
Okay.
Number 7, I wanted to put her higher, but I think this is perfect for her, Ronda Rousey.
Okay.
At 7.
Number 7.
6, Alexa Bliss. Just because of her reign. She underrated, in my opinion.
She is completely underrated. I agree with you on that one.
Number 5, Roman Reigns.
Okay.
4, probably nobody. Well, no, I don't think anybody else is doing this on their list, but the New Day.
No, I don't even.
No.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nobody else is doing it, but
You're on your
New
own
Day.
island.
Yeah, you're on your own.
Another underrated New Day. Number 3, Seth Rollins.
Okay.
In top 3. 2, AJ Styles.
Okay.
And 1, Dean Ambrose.
Someone is a mark for him. Just saying. Okay. All right.
Wrestled like twice all year.
But
Now.
it's an opinion. It's an opinions list.
It
right?
is it's your opinion. It's your opinion. We can break your balls for your opinion, but it's your opinion.
I ain't saying anything about you with the Miz, but
Honestly, you know what? I would have put James Ellsworth ahead of Dean Ambrose.
I would too.
He had more of
But
an
this
impact this year than Dean Ambrose has had.
But
I would
we're
put
in
the
fight one-on-one.
Ascension above Dean Ambrose this year.
I even put the Philadelphia Eagles above. All right, let me stop.
Whoa.
Philadelphia, Philly.
You know what? They're on top of the mountain right now. There ain't no one knocking them down.
You know what? Fine. I would put EJ's shitty fucking hat
Ooh.
ahead of Dean Ambrose.
Oh my! I guess that's the end of the stream, ladies and gentlemen.
No! You son of a bitch! You do not. Sully, the good name of the Philadelphia Phillies. Okay, because as far as I know, 2 titles. Your jerk off team, the White Sox, has won how many in the last 100 years? 1. Besides, what was the other one?
Hey, we won a bunch in the teens and 20s, you know.
No, that was the Boston Red Sox
that
that won it in the teens and 20s.
Well, you're the one quoting 80s wrestling all the time. Why can't I talk about the team's championship?
I'm not saying that. You know what?
White Sox over Phillies. Just
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh my God!
Get the fuck out of here.
Run your list.
You know what?
Your dog did.
You know what? I'm making sure I'm going to put a nice little target so our government, our military can bomb the shit out of that shit stadium you call a ballpark. All right? It's a shithole. All ballparks better. You got me started. You know what? I'm going to get even by starting off my list with my number 10 guy. And it's a guy that is a part of a brand you don't appreciate.
All right, I guess we're not done.
You don't appreciate it. Cedric Alexander is my number 10 this year.
Ooh.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh. I like that.
Because that guy made the title relevant. Great reign. Big impact on 205 Live. Continuing to have good matches. That's my number 10. Thank you, buddy. At least we have common ground.
Amazing.
We have common ground when it comes to that. Unlike these 2 jerk-offs that don't appreciate good wrestling. And jerk-offs in the like saying baby or honey or sugar manner. Okay? It's a term of endearment. All right? Oh, if I go, yeah, that was a 50s term, but you know what I meant. A term of endearment.
Okay.
All right. So number 10, Cedric Alexander. Number 9, Andrade Cien Almas. Winning the NXT title. You know, of course, he dropped it to Aleister Black at the takeover in New Orleans. I mean, he had a great year, but here's the thing he was brought up to the main roster, and he's having great matches, including this past Thursday. Yeah, he lost, but overall, he's having great quality pay-per-view style matches on TV. And his run in NXT will not be forgotten. He's number 9. Number 8 is Shinsuke Nakamura. Enough said as far as what he's accomplished in the past year. Number 7 is the Universal Champion right now, Roman Reigns. I put him at number 7, finally knocking that awful reign from Brock Lesnar, and is now champ. Number 6, The Miz. And it is shocking because I am a big fan of The Miz, but there's 5 guys that are ahead of him that had a bigger impact this year, in my opinion. Number 5, Braun Strowman. Doing what he did with the Mixed Tag Challenge, doing what he did with the tag title, trying to get over with the kids, winning at the Greatest Royal Rumble, and then winning Money in the Bank. The guy's accomplished a lot in 1 year, and of course had the heel turn, but you can't. I have to put him at number 5 for what he's accomplished in the last year. Number 4, Tommaso Ciampa. Not only is your NXT champion right now, but he's had great matches with Gargano. Definitely ones that stole the show, including the one at, TakeOver Chicago. I mean, the way that ended, his character altogether, there's no one that's a heel on either roster that could compare to him. He's the top heel above all. Number 4. Number 3, Adam Cole. Accomplished a lot, being the first ever North American champion. But it takes more than just that. The guy was not only defending that in NXT, he was going to promotions in the UK to defend it, and did a small independent promotion in Florida to defend it. The guy is defending all over the place. Yeah, he dropped it to Ricochet, but that was even a good match. But he's number 3.
I gotta ask this now.
All right, go ahead.
You're bringing up a point that I brought up to you on the show the other day over putting Nick Aldis above Adam Cole. Stealing my material, are you? I see how it is.
No, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
The North American title. That's the exact reason I had Adam Cole at number 10 on the PWI list instead of Nick Aldis.
Yeah, but okay. Now I get what you're saying now. This is WWE. If you add Volleyball Wrestling, no, Adam Cole's not in my top 10. I gave you my list, and I'm sticking to that list. This is WWE.
Killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
Well, okay.
Just like
Hold on.
fine.
I'll give you my 2 and 1, and then
then
we're gonna go on with that. Number 2 was Seth Rollins. Number 1, AJ Styles. Now, okay, there we go. That's my list. How is a title, the NWA title that was not even relevant 2 years ago, or even a year ago, now was being defended tonight in front of 10,000 people? You telling me that's not worthy enough to be in the top 10? Bringing back a dead promotion that's going to be celebrating the 70th anniversary show in Nashville in October? When you think of NWA, what do you think of?
Ric Flair.
Okay. That was the last time that fucking promotion and title was relevant. And he brought it on life support back to life. And in my opinion, I at first didn't agree that they went with him. I even thought Tim Storm was worse. But boy, was I wrong with Nick Aldis. I think what he did with that title and how they're building that promotion slowly is perfect. So, with putting the title on him, just sped up the process. That's why I put him at number 10. I think that has more of an impact for professional wrestling than Adam Cole. No offense. Adam Cole is a great wrestler. I love his work. But who had a bigger impact with professional wrestling? I have to go with the guy that brought a promotion back to life.
I can see it. I know the list is based off of last year, so I can kind of see your point.
That's what I'm basing it out of, and that's what they based theirs out of. It's not a mark.
As a total body of work, Adam Cole blows Aldis out the water.
As far as building the ring, absolutely. I'm talking about as far as impact on the sport. That's and how I base this list off of. You may not agree with number 10 there, D-Shep, but can we all agree? I know you guys don't watch the product, but he has elevated the 205 Live brand since he's been the Cruiserweight champion. And he's held it since what? That was WrestleMania, right? He's held it since. Yeah, WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Fucking know how long he's held.
No, WrestleMania. No, I had to remember which show he did it off of. It was WrestleMania. And
I couldn't tell you if he has or not. That would require watching one of his matches.
well, they're great
And
matches. I know that.
I still have it.
All right, so you guys don't like that style, though. Constant, like, speed, spots, side spots, and all.
I do. Just
Well, then-
not a full show worthy of stuff. Like somebody brought it up earlier that when they took it away from Raw, it hurt the product. And I completely agree with that. I would love to see cruiserweight matches on Raw or SmackDown where I catch one sprinkled in. Not a full show.
Like how they did it with WCW back in the day, where they throw.
Exactly.
Okay, I get what you.
I'd be all over it.
100% agree with that.
It's not 205 itself that I hate the product or anything. It's the fact that they've got so much of it in that time frame.
All
Give
right.
me one match and I'm good.
Yeah, I don't need to watch it for an hour.
I'm always been a fan of those type of matches. I grew up in the era of ECW where you saw
Well,
quite a
yeah,
few matches.
You know why you're so emotionally invested in it?
Oh, here we go. Go ahead, Brainiac.
We'll
Yep.
get to the bones of it right now. Because they're really the only wrestlers you can compare yourself to. Like, you told me the story with the ladder cutting your nutsack,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
and
Yeah, that's true, by the way.
Yep.
crazy, gnarly moves like these other midget wrestlers. It's glorified midget wrestling, is what it is.
So you're
So
calling
the fact
6 foot
that
midget?
That would be your favorite form of wrestling is not surprising. Yeah, they walked off.
Yeah, they did walk off. Calling me a midget?
That's not the first time I've called you a midget tonight.
This midget will walk circles around you, sir.
Is it
This
safe?
midget will smack
Okay,
you
it's
around. This midget would be like the Finn Balor and you'd be Baron Corbin. I would out wrestle you any day of the
I would
week.
just break the rules and beat your ass like Baron Corbin. There you go.
No, you wouldn't.
It's okay. We're safe.
No. Well, I'm still arguing with fucking
Oh, we
flat.
still arguing.
I'm still arguing with Flat Top over here. Hold
All
on.
right, Griff. We can sit back for the rest of the show.
Oh yes, you can. You know what? This is going into the after show. Hold on.
Yeah, after show with
All right.
Chip and DJ.
Ladies and gentlemen, hold on. We'll say that for the after show. Ladies and gentlemen, All right. Thank you for tuning in. Please stay tuned as we do the after show. We'll take your calls. This week we're gonna do the Discord server. Go into our profile, into the Twitch app. In our profile, we have the link. Just click that, and you can come in and you can talk with us. All right. So we're gonna end the show, and we're gonna go right into the after show. We'll be right back, folks. Give us 30 seconds.
Follow the show when we're not live on Twitter at wrestling_go, at UnderdogFly, at MacGriff86, and at DShep1979. When the show's not live, check the guys' gaming channels at twitch.tv/DShep1979X, twitch.tv/MacGriff86, and twitch.tv/ElectrifyGaming. And if you're a fan of the WWE 2K universe, make sure you give these huge supporters of the show a follow. The Go Home Wrestling show is over, but don't fret. The Go Home Wrestling After Show starts now. Call the show right now at 720-835-5007. And then when you get in there, hit the pin number 16790. Or